Well, good morning, everybody. We are finally back home from our holiday, and what a lovely holiday it was. It was very subdued and relaxed, and that's exactly what we wanted. In fact, that's what Hazel really looks forward to every year. She says that it's her favourite holidaying place, purely and simply because you've got the beach out the front of the house or the back of the house, depending on which way you look at it, and there's access there, as you've seen, for her to take the dogs out, or we take the dogs out. She mainly did, to be fair, this week, because she likes that little bit of time on her own with the dogs, walking up and down the beach. I think it's her little bit of escapism from me and the children, although at quite a few points the kids followed her as well. So she's a little bit like the Pied Piper of Hamelin there. Sorry about the, as you can see, just to my side here, I'm really sorry about those my breakfast things. I've just had some toast and a nice cup of tea, as I do every morning. I even used some of the damson jam that I've got from the Simon's Pie shop, but was in Rye. I don't know if you remember that I was buying some damson jam, and I also bought a pot of whiskey marmalade, and I had one slice of that and one slice of the damson jam. So it was very, very nice. Anyway, I'm not going to bog you down too much with my breakfast things. So, you know me, I love history. And I also love books. I don't know if you knew that about me, but I do. I absolutely adore books. And I was perusing the internet recently, and one of the other things that I'm really, really interested in is my family history. My dad's family, the Winter family, actually hail from Dorset. They hail from Portland in Dorset, and they've been there for centuries. Many, many hundreds of years they've been there. And I've recently discovered a chap called Sid Payne, and he's written a couple of books about Portland. One is another Portland tale, which is this one here, and he's also wrote one called A Portland Tale, which sort of precedes this one. Now, the Portland Tale is about my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, and that was Abraham Winter. And it was about his life story on Portland. I think there's a bit of poetic prose in there, and he may have used some artistic license to fill the story out. But the skeleton of it is all about my grandfather. It's actually about my grandfather. And this one here is written by Sid Payne, another Portland tale, is also about a direct descendant of mine called John Winter. So we've got Abraham Winter in the first book and John Winter in the second. And I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to read about my ancestors. And I'll give you a little bit of an idea of what it's about. So I'll read the back cover. The most southerly point in Dorset, the Isle of Portland, juts out into the sea. In the 18th century, it was connected to the mainland only by the 18-mile stretch of the Chesil Bank west to Abbotsbury, or an unsteady rope ferry across the Smallmouth Passage to Wick Regis. It was here that John Winter was born in the June of 1731. The story follows his life and times on the island and his work in farming and quarrying, and, when the country called, his service in the newly formed militia. He was a redcoat. It is a story of war, smuggling and shipwreck. Yes, my family were involved in the smuggling trade as well. Some of them were ne'er-do-wells, and some would say that even in this generation now, there are a few that are ne'er-do-wells. Yes, his service in the newly formed militia. It is a story of war, smuggling and shipwreck. A story of ordinary parish life, domestic chores, cookery and medicine in a land of strange customs and traditions, with a basis in fact drawn from local records, account books, indentures, warrants and parish records. It brings long-lost Portlanders back to life, certainly my ancestors, my direct lineage, my grandfather forebears, in a time when very few of them would have ever ventured far from the island. A snapshot in time, 1731 to 1790. Harsh and turbulent, but always interesting. So it kind of intrigues me, because one of the things that I kind of guess obsessed by, although I don't really show it on here, is I'm obsessed by the farming industry, and particularly the sort of 18th and 19th century farming industry. I've got lots of books on the different implements and the way that they worked agriculturally and with livestock here at home, and I read them all the time, and I go into them and I look at them because, you know, just little snippets of information that I want is in them. And I always like to make for, if I can, if the opportunity arises, for rural museums, although I haven't been able to do it in the last couple of years because we've not really been near any, or there haven't been any where we've gone to on holiday or what have you, not certainly within, and the kids want to do other stuff, and of course the kids, obviously, they take sort of precedence over anything else. But yeah, I've always wondered as well where that interest comes from, because I don't know, I've never really realised before, but I believe that the belief is now that your DNA carries a lot of inherent information from your ancestors, so that the memories and the love of things that you have today possibly were handed down through your genetics and through your family lineage. So it could be that, because a lot of my family did work the land, as did John Winter, as you can see from the sort of preface of this book. So anyway, I'm very excited about it, very excited indeed, and looking forward to what I've tried to get a Portland Tale, which was the one that preceded this, the first one, which is about my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Abraham Winter. But sadly, I can't get hold of it anywhere. I've tried Amazon, I've tried all of the bookshops online, the ones that are sort of out of print and all that, and there's not a copy around. So I'm going to have to try and track this chap Sid Payne down and see if I can get him online and maybe buy one directly from him, purchase one directly from him. But yeah, I might even actually ask the family, just say to the family, because we don't really buy each other things for Christmas. We're quite happy, you know, we don't really see the point of it. We do for the children, obviously, but for the adults, we tend not to bother. Well, Hazel and myself don't, but I might put it out there that if anybody wants to find me a token Christmas present in the family, find me a copy of A Portland Tale, and I'll be more than happy with that. So they're pretty good at finding things in my family. I'm not so much. But yeah, so anyway, it looks good, and I can't wait to read that. And there are a few other books I've recently got one that was absent through want of books, Diary of a Victorian School in Leicestershire. You see, all of my stuff is historical. It's all historical. And talking about farming, another one that I got is William Hodkin's Diary, 1864 to 66, Life in and around Beeley on the Chatsworth Estate. And that is, again, a Victorian farmer's diary. So you can see the obsession that I have with this sort of 19th century, 18th century farming. It's just, I don't know, it's inherent in me. It's through the DNA, I guess. So that's it. So that's all I wanted to do, really. Come on and tell you about that. And just, I'm sorry I'm in my dressing gown and I'm not dressed, but, you know, I'm not dressed sufficiently for making a video, but I don't care. I'm sorry, but I don't care, because today is a chilled, relaxed dressing gown day, and I'm just going to ease into the day. And that's it. So thanks very much for listening to me bang on about probably nothing that would be of any interest to you. It's just me kind of venting my, or just me showing you how happy I am about getting that book. It just excited me, and I just wanted to share it. So thanks very much, guys, and I will speak to you all soon. Take care now. See you in the next vlog. Bye.